Attaching your identity to experiences does not make the experiences better or easier to cope with. Letting situations define you just puts you in a cage that you will die in. Stop limiting yourself. Stop putting limits on yourself. Stop being like, I can't do this, I can't do that. You can do it. Letting situations define you is like as dangerous as putting yourself in a cage that you built for yourself just because you feel like you do not deserve to fly. You deserve to fly, you deserve the sky, you deserve the whole universe. So why put limits in your on yourself and let situations define you and put yourself in a cage that you will die in? Stop doing that. Stop torturing yourself just because you made one mistake or that experience was not as good as you thought it would be. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sakshi and today I'm going to talk about how to break free from the cage you built for yourself. First of all, you are not defined by the experiences but by the perspective you view it with. Going to the mountains and feeling no sense of relaxation is not better than feeling calm in your backyard. Okay, so the experience does not matter, but your perspective and the way you view it matters. The second thing is, if a lion thinks he's a dog, he will not turn into a dog. So if you're thinking you're a mistake, you're a flaw, you're a fault, you're a mistake, you're not going to turn into that mistake. You're a person, you're a human experiencing stuff. So let it be that way. You're a soul experiencing this human experience. So let it be that way. If you keep thinking that you are your weight, you are your height, you are limiting yourself because that is such a trivial thing. So stop limiting yourself by things you are not. Stop defining yourself by materialistic things, by things that are outside of you. You can't become your mistakes, your flaws, your faults just by thinking that you are them because you're a human. You're a soul. And stop letting experiences define you because you are not the experience. You're the person having that experience. Detach yourself from that outside thing. Detach yourself from that situation, from that experience, from that mistake. Because you are not that. You're a human being. And every human being goes through that. You are not the only one going through that experience or making that mistake. So detach yourself from that thing. It is outside of you. It can never become you. The thing that you lost was gained by someone. Your loss is someone's gain. Always think of it this way. If you're crying some tears, there are going to be some smiles for people. I feel like God always balances things. So if He's taking something from you, He's giving it to someone else who needs it more than you. Like if I lost if I lost getting into a college, if I did not get into college, my dream college, for example, then maybe someone else did. Someone got that seat because maybe they needed it more than you. You could have handled it, they could have not. I know it is painful when the person you like is with someone else, but you know what the good thing is? That they found someone. That they found someone they're happy with. They are happy, they are growing, they're thriving. They now have someone. That person is not sitting idle. He is into something. He is moving on with his life. He is doing shit and he is with someone he's happy with, if that's the case. And I'm not saying that he's only happy because he's with someone. I'm saying he is with someone with whom he feels happy. And the good news is that it is gonna happen to you too. You are going to belong to someone too. If that thing wasn't meant for you, it was meant for someone else. Isn't that a good thing? I mean, I know it sucks, but in the long run, it is the right thing because that person did not match you. And now that person matches someone else. That means you're going to match someone else too. And the good thing is that you're going to get someone too, baby girl. You're going to get someone too. And you're going to belong with that person. You're going to belong with that career. You're going to belong with that future. You're going to belong with that dream. more than you belonged with the thing that you yearned for. Losing something does not mean that it is the wrong thing. Losing something does not mean that it was a bad experience. Maybe it was the most protected experience. Maybe it was God's wish for you to have better. And if you lose something, you always get better. And if someone lost you, they will also get something better. But the thing is, you always have a thing to belong to. You always have a place to belong to. You always have a person to belong with. You always have a career to belong to. And it's all good news because we all have something that we can go to and something we'll end up with. And I know it is really hard for you right now to let that thing, that dream, that person go, but in the long run, it will always be beneficial. It will always be a you know a thing you're grateful for because you understood that it was the right thing to happen. Stop attaching yourself to experiences or situations that only bring you down. Like you think about that day that girl talked behind your back and you were already sad and then you came home and cried. Like, come on, get over it. I know those people might not have talked about you. Okay, it was just maybe a misunderstanding or it was just a bad day, so you misinterpret things. But maybe if they did, just stop crying over people that don't have the courage to talk shit on your face, to talk shit at your face. Ah! Okay. Just stop crying over people that you wouldn't even care about in 3 years or 2 years or 5 years. Because they are not responsible for your mood, for your days going like shit. You are responsible for that. So let that situation go. If it passed, let it pass. Stop attaching yourself intentionally to it because it is comfortable. Because you've always been this way, because you always want to be sad. That situation passed, and you're still sitting crying over something that maybe might not, that maybe didn't happen. So stop attaching yourself to a situation. Just stop. Okay, stop. Just breathe. Take a breath and remind yourself of the best things you've ever done and that you're so proud of. That maybe you cried after doing them or achieving that thing. You got that one thing? Now keep reminding yourself every single day when a negative thought comes that I am not this, I am that. And maybe if I'm this, I'm that too. So remind yourself of things that you're proud of, not just things that you're ashamed of. Let's be real for a second. You had some very uh, mismatched friends in the sense that they did not match you or your personality. And at that time, you thought they were toxic. So you let them go. Years later, you turn into a better person, you become a more positive person, and you realize that your current energy matches those people's energy. And actually, they were never toxic, but you made them seem like they were. First of all, you were very young. Even if you were not, your current, your that times vibe said that they were toxic, and it was not out of nothing. It had its own reasons. They made you feel like shit for a day, or it turned into a very unhealthy dynamic, or you didn't like being with them because they did not talk about things you like, or maybe they talked about things you don't like. You had your reasons for whatever decision you made, and stop judging yourself thinking that that person would judge me in this way. No one cares about you that much that they're going to sit idly and think about what you're doing, what you have done, and then they're going to judge you. No one has the time for that. Everyone is obsessed with themselves. Their life centers around them. They keep thinking about themselves like you keep thinking about yourself. And this freed me so much because no one's gonna sit idle and think about me. So why am I sitting idle and thinking what they're thinking about me? Because they're not. What matters is what you think about yourself. And I know people cannot really empathize with you unless they're your friends or your family and your closest people that really know you, or maybe some sweet strangers. So you gotta empathize with yourself. You being mean with yourself, you torturing yourself for things that you did out of no knowledge, or maybe no context, or maybe no knowledge about that particular thing. You torturing yourself is not gonna help. It's only gonna make you feel bad and feel low, and you do not deserve that. I know things happen, and you just attach your current identity with that past identity, and you keep letting that drain you. First of all, you are not the person you were 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Second of all, you gotta learn that you are not that person anymore. And fourth, you gotta come to reality and feel like this is who I am. You gotta remind yourself that this is who I am, that this is who I'm not. You cannot just let the past people, the people who you have let go of, the people that you don't ever want to be with, that you don't even care about, let let make you feel like shit, because that is not how it's supposed to be. You are a beautiful person because if you see beauty in other things, other people, you're beautiful too, because that is the reflection. The thing you see in others is the reflection of you only. You're a beautiful person. So stop treating yourself like you're not. Stop treating yourself like you are an evil bitch. That is, when you stop doing that, you actually turn into a baddie. You actually turn into a person who is really kind to others because she or he is kind to himself or herself. And when you learn how to be kind with yourself, you actually learn what kindness is. Because when you're only kind with others and you're not kind with yourself, then it's unhealthy and you do not understand the full meaning of being kind and the full and you do not understand why you're being kind because you judge yourself for your mistakes, you judge yourself for faults, and then you are only kind, you're being kind to your friends because they are your friends, and that is not good for you because you're not being kind to yourself. So in the long run, you're gonna be a mean person because what you are reflects outside, and that is what you're gonna get, and that is not good because you are not a bad person. You are just a person with bad experiences. You're just a person with bad mental health, or maybe not enough knowledge of how to deal with bad experiences. Going through bad experiences is not a bad thing. That teaches you a lot of things. But letting that bad thing define you, letting that bad experience define you, is not a good thing. Like, you do not deserve that really good. You deserve really good things. There are a lot of good things out in the world. Rain is one of them. It is raining right now. Anyways, you deserve the best things. You deserve the best experiences. But in order to realize the value of those best experiences, you also need to go through the worst experiences. And I know it is not bad, but you cannot avoid it. That is inevitable. So what you got to learn is how to deal with those bad experiences. So that is it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna leave now. Bye.